Hey guys, what's up? It's War here, coming at you with another video. So I haven't been posting in a while. I'm gonna try and post a little bit more than I have in a while. So yeah, I'm mostly gonna be posting deck profiles until I figure out exactly what y'all want me to post, because I want to know what y'all want me to post, Yu-Gi-Oh related, or gaming related, or both. In the script, in like the chat. So continuing onto the deck profile, because who cares about all that stuff and blah blah blah. So pretty much the deck is a mix between I have just a few Malefics in here, and then it's a DDD build. It's really consistent, and it's the best one I've built so far. So hope you guys like it. I want to see what y'all can do with it. So I'm running 3 Malefic Cyber End Dragon because it cannot be destroyed by your Pendulum Scales. I'll get to that later. 3 DD Magical Astronomer Galilea. Pretty much, it's a rank 1 scale that can go all the way to 10. This is one of your 2 base scales. What it does is every standby phase, it goes up by 2 scales, both ways. Now then, any monster that isn't a DD monster that's below the level, that's level is below its scale is destroyed. Note, it's destroyed only if it's not a DDD monster, and its max is 10. Now then, I run 2 DDD CEO Hell Armageddon. What he does is, when a monster is destroyed, he gains attack equal to it, equal to its attack. So you can pretty much crash, have him gain attack, and then run over a strong monster that he can't get over, even though he's already a 3k monster. Then I run 2 DDD COO Abyss Ragnarok. What he does as a monster is pretty much, when he's normal or special summoned, you can special summon any DDD monster in your grave, like a lot of cards in the DDDs have. And you can tribute 1 DDD, banish 1 card your opponent controls. That's it. 3 DDD Leonidas, the Rebellious Lord. Now, what he does is he stops burn damage, just straight up. If you take burn damage, you can SS him from hand. He's a 26 meter note, and you gain that life when mount back. And while it's on the field, you cannot take damage by card effects. 3 DD Lilith. And what she does is, when she's normal or special summoned, you get to add either 1 DD from monster from your grave, or 1 face-up DD Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. It's a 2k set wall. It's good first turn. It's a really good card all out. Then I run 2 DD Night Howling. What he does is, whenever he's normal summoned, you can special summon any DD from your graveyard. It has 0 attack and 0 defense. And that's it, pretty much. But the downside to his effect is, when you use this effect on the same turn, you cannot SS after that Fiend type monster, or you have to SS Fiend type monsters after that. Sorry. So it limits your choices of synchros after that. But other than that, it's a really good card. It's good to go a normal summon Night Howling to bring back Lilith. Grab a card from your extra deck or grave that you're going to need, and then synchro for their little DD Alexander the King of Gales, which I'll get to in a bit. I run 3 DD Magical Astronomer Kepler. This is your this is your level 10 scale that you're going to need. Now, basically what he does is, when he's normal summoned, you can search out any monster, or not any monster, any Covenant card in your deck and add it to your hand. And when he says a scale, his scale lowers by 2 every standby phase. The opposite of the one that I went over earlier, which you'd use these two in conjunction so your scales don't get fucked up too bad. Then when his scale lowers, if you have any monsters that are a higher level than his scale, they're destroyed. Pretty much It will fuck over your Malefic Cyber End Dragon, but it's still, you don't always set up your scales because it's not the most used thing in this deck. The most used thing in this deck is the extra deck normally. Either the extra or just straight up spamming the field with your strong monsters without using your scales because you don't really need them. One, Allure of Darkness, due to it being banned, and the use of it in this deck, where you can banish one random card you don't need in your hand to just draw two. Or if you don't have one, just discard your entire hand, which could be of use too. One Day of Peace, buys you time, great card. I run it in a lot of decks, to be truthful. 2 trade-ins. I run 2 trade-ins because you run 4 level 8s in this deck. It's pretty good for getting that extra draw power in, which this deck needs. 1 terraforming to search out your field spell, which you're gonna need in the end. 2 magical mallets, because magical mallet is good for those dead hands. It's always good, if you ask me. It's good bluff back row if it isn't good for your hand. So yeah. 2 MST to deal with that pesky back row that Royal Decree doesn't deal with, or that you don't want to deal with Royal Decree, because this deck does pack some back row. 3 Covenant with the Infernal Gate. Now, this is your main search card. It searches out any DD monster from your main deck. The downside is you take 1,000 points of damage during your standby phase. But that's why Leonidas is in the deck. He pretty much stops the burn. He heals you up immediately, pretty much. 2 Covenant with the Swamp King. This is basically like your polymerization of the deck, but better. It works exactly like Poly, except you can also banish from your grave. Now, what it's used to get out is their only DD fusion that's out right now. I'm not sure if they're going to make any in the future, but it would be epic if they did. But it's DDD to mention the Raging Inferno King. Now, what happens with this one is whenever a monster is special summoned to your side of the field, obviously not during the item set because that'd be kind of unfair, but whenever a DD monster is SS to your side of the field, you can just go and say, hey, I'm going to grab something out my grave and SS it too. And that's pretty much it for his main effect. Then when he's destroyed, you can grab any Covenant out of the grave. That's good for when they MST or Infernal Gate or so and so. 1 Statue Steal to pretty much grab whatever you need off their side of the field. Grab a Dark Law, grab a Beals, grab whatever. I've Snatch Stealed a crap ton of cards. It gets games. Now, here's the field spell that you run with Malefic Cyber End. Extra Net, times 3. Now, this card says that whenever a monster is SS'd, the opposing player, the other person who hasn't SS'd, will draw a card. Now, it's only when it comes out of the extra deck, though, so take that as note. The reason I run this is because it makes people not want to special summon out of the extra, and it doesn't just go away after 1 turn. It's not like Max C. And it's also a field spell, so note that it affects both players. 1 Leash Laundering. I'm running 1 because you don't want to get rid of all of your Covenants immediately or at all, normally. It's a good card for when you're about to lose and you need draw power or life points or both. But that's it, in my opinion. It'll save you a game. That's pretty much it. 2 DD Resource Manager. Now, this is what you use when you have a dead setup. Mid, late, early game, it doesn't matter. It's return any 3 DDDs to the deck and then add 2. This is how you set up your pendulum scales. You're going to set them up. This is how you play, man. This is how you do whatever you're going to do. 3 Covenant with a Dark Witch. Now, this is the 3rd and last Covenant that's out at the moment. I'm not sure if there's going to be any more, but it would be epic if there were. This is a trap. Basically, what it says is you can send a DD or Covenant from your hand to the graveyard, then target 1 monster on the or 1 card in the field. Just destroy it. No questions asked. Now, on your opponent's turn, all your cards gain 1,000 attack for each one up on the field. Each Covenant with Dark Witch up on the field, which is also useful. Now then, take in note that all the Covenants, they say they can only use this effect once per turn. That means for all of them. So you can't have 2 Covenant of the Infernal Gate up on the field and be able to search 2. Or have 2 Covenant with the Dark Witch up and search and destroy 2 or 3 cards. It doesn't work like that. But what I normally do is I stack my Covenants with the Dark Witch. It's an amazing setup. Now then, I also pack for stalling, Wall of Revealing Light. Set up a 4K wall. It's amazing, pretty much. It'll buy you games. It'll literally just have you sit there staring at them like, what you got on me? Then for the last traps, we run 2 Roll Decree for when you go in for game. You want to make sure that your plays work out just fine without any worries. For the extra, 3 Cyber End Dragon to bring out Cyber End, Malefic Cyber End. 2 DD to Minjin. I already told you its effect. You can scroll back a little bit if you want to read, if you want to know its effect again, or you can read it for yourself. Star Eater, great card. When you go in for an attack, it stops pretty much anything targeting it. It's good for dealing with some crap. 2 DD Alexander, the King of Gales. This is the DD's synchro monster. It's what you'd go for when you normal summon Night Howling and then special summon Lilith. What it does is when a DD is normal or special summon to your side of the field, you can target any level 4 or lower and SS it from graveyard, but it has to be a DDD. That's pretty much it. It's a strong meter, it's level 7. Get out big eyes with that crap, it doesn't matter. 1 Black Rose for the rare occasions where you can pendulum summon and set up for a nuke if you want to or need to. 1 Heretic Sun Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis. God, that is a name, and it's an amazing name. What it does, if you don't know, I feel bad for you, but what it does is it takes 2 level 8s and detach 1 material. You can send any number of monsters from your hand or side of the field, and then send that same amount of cards on their side of the field to the graveyard. Pretty good card if you want to just get cards in the graveyard. 1 number 11 Big Eye. Snatch and Steal on steroids, basically. I wouldn't exactly say walk, I'd say floating Snatch and Steal. Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon. Half your opponent's attack points, take it for yourself. That's it. DDD Caesar the Wave Overlord. Now then, basically what he does is he needs 2 level 4 fiends, so overlay 2 Liliths basically. And basically you can detach from him anytime during the duel, and then during the next battle phase, any DDs that were destroyed come right back after the battle phase pretty much. Now then, this includes himself and any others. He does not have to be on the field. Then when he is now then for each special summoned, you take 1,000 life points in damage, which you can just cross out with DD Leonidas. But yeah, continuing, his effect only affects ones that were destroyed this turn. Take that note. And when he is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Covenant from your deck to your hand. Basically, same effect as Kepler, except when destroyed, not normal summoned. Number 101, Silent Monarch. Deals with Beals, deals with a lot of things. Self-explanatory. Get it. Then, Digesto Emerald. Pretty much, he's used return DD Magical Astronomer, blah blah blah. DD Magical Astronomer Kepler, or a DD Magical Astronomer Galilei, or I don't know, a Night Howling, and then get a draw off. Just extra ways to get cards back, and etc. etc. Well, that's this deck profile. I hope you guys like it. I want to see what you can do with this deck. Show me. Post down in the comments what you got. Peace the fuck out.